Hello, everybody. Welcome back to How Come. This episode, we are celebrating so many congratulations. First, we're celebrating a year in COVID that we have survived. Congratulations, you guys, you made it. And to those who didn't make it, those we've lost, we miss you and we're thinking of you. We're also congratulating our companion, Rick. We have interviewed him before. We wanted him to be earlier this season, but Tech New messed up with that recording, so we had him back because he has had so many congratulations since this podcast and was always sexually explorative before. He's in his 50s, and he tells us a lot of great stories. You are going to love it. And then our main guest this week is dear sweet Ben DeMarco, my boyfriend. You know him, you love him. And yeah, I'm bringing him on to do a year in review. Everything in the news that has gone on from March 2020 to March 2021. And then him and I are going to tell you about a little congratulations of our own. So stay tuned and get pumped. This is going to be an incredible episode. I just want to say thanks to all of our partners. Thanks to Satisfyer for supporting How Come. Satisfyer just released new app-enabled vibrators. Get 25% off all app-enabled devices when you go to satisfyer.com and enter code HOWCOME25 at checkout. Thanks to BetterHelp for supporting How Come. For 10% off your first month, go to betterhelp.com/howcome. Thanks so much to Pros for supporting our show. Hair care is not one size fits all. Take your free in-depth hair quiz and get 15% off your first order today. Go to pros.com/howcome.
How come? How come? How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna jizz.
All right, you guys, I am so excited for our companion this week. Welcome, Rick from the U.S.
Hi, how are you all?
We're good. How are you?
Great.
Perfect. We are very stoked to talk to you again. We have already done this recording once, but you know, it's fine. We love hearing these stories, and you have had several congratulations over the course of listening to this podcast, and usually I'll hear about them in my DMs, and I need you to tell our other companions what's been going on.
Yeah, we're kind of pals in the DMs.
We're kind of pals in the DMs, yeah.
Yeah, I think the three things we talked about were my first time, and then my success with the Kivin method.
Yes.
And then related to the podcast about weed and sex.
So let's go with weed and sex first.
No, start at the beginning.
I don't want to start at the beginning because the first cum didn't have to do with us.
But I think it's interesting to start with the first one because it was a different sort of time to see what, like, when he was 11, how it was then, and then how the podcast taught him more stuff.
Okay.
Personally.
Okay. All right, Rick, tell us about your first cum pre-How Come.
My first time was when I'm pretty sure 11, and my parents were out of the house. And I've got sisters, but they're older, so they were like gone to college already.
Okay.
Before this happened. And what happened was my parents had one of those, back massagers that had a number of different attachments.
From like Sharper Image?
No, this was before Sharper Image. This was I don't know where they would have gotten it, but it was one of those white handheld ones that had
like
different
a
attachments.
Hitachi.
No, like stubbier than that. Like you held it in your hand like this, and then there was like this dongle that came off the front that vibrated. And then there were several different attachments that you could put onto it.
Okay.
And one of the attachments happened to be a cup-shaped one. And they were away for the night, and I had found, and I'd used this massager for massaging purposes before, just, on back or leg or whatever. But I guess one of them had been using it on their back or whatever and left it in the living room.
Yeah.
And so I started, messing around with it and happened to get it close to my, crotchular area and felt that feels kind of good.
I don't mind this.
I don't mind that. So I kept it there. And, when you're 11, you start to get erections pretty easily and quickly. And of course, I'm alone in the house with a vibrating machine and bang, I've got this, raging erection. And I'm thinking, well, they're not going to be coming back for 2-3 hours. So let's see what's up with this. So I kept massaging myself with it. And
was the cup suctiony? The cup shape?
No, but it was perfect enough that it fit right over the head.
Okay.
And so took the pants off and started doing it right on the head of the penis, and it felt really good. But
it sounds really good.
It kept feeling like I had to pee, so I kept stopping. But and this was 1981, so we didn't have like readily available porn. So when you heard, I think I understood that men came, but I really didn't understand what that meant.
Right.
Obviously it had something to do with your penis.
Yeah.
But I had never seen it happen before. So after about the third or fourth time of thinking I'm going to pee, I thought maybe this is what it feels like when you're about to come. So
this is so crazy. Wait, I can't believe I've never even realized that boys feel like they have to pee too, or penis owners feel like they have to pee too.
So I thought, well, let's just see where this goes. So I went and I got a towel and I, folded it up. So it was a lot of padding, and I sat down on it. The couch was like vinyl or something. I wasn't worried about, permanently staining it or anything.
Soiling it, yes.
Soiling it. And so I kept going and going and going. And all of a sudden, boom, it was this explosion.
Amazing.
And it was the best thing I'd ever felt in my life up to that point at that time.
Fun.
And, and after that, that massager kind of made its way into my room and never saw the light of day again. To my parents.
Did your parents ever wonder where it went? Like,
well, that's the bad part.
Okay.
So I had this thing for about a year. I think it was a year and a half. I had it in my room, and I don't know whether they just thought they'd misplaced it or knew I had it and were too embarrassed themselves to do anything about it. But it was sometime the next year, and I'd gone up to my room to go to sleep, but not as early as I usually did. But my plan was to have a little masturbation session first, then go to sleep. So I went up a little bit earlier, and the parents are still awake, and I'm in the middle of doing myself, and my mom walks in, no knock, no nothing.
Oh God.
Yeah. And so
she was like, that's mine.
That's mine.
Really?
Yeah. And so I was so embarrassed. I stayed in my room for like a day and a half. And then she finally sent my dad up to talk to me. And he was like, it's okay what you're doing. We just would rather you do it where we don't know about it. And I was like, you didn't knock.
Yeah. Also,
I was doing it where you wouldn't know about it.
Yeah, you were in your room.
So
did they ever say anything about
never said a word about that
belonging
again
to them?
Maybe? No.
Do you suspect that's what they were using it for as well?
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
Was it were the heads like for either body part? Like
there was like a ball shaped one that was like a comb. It had like bristles. And then there was the cup shaped one. And then there was sort of a bigger knobby one that was like for your back, I think. So, arguably it could have been for...
It could have been used on anything.
Could have been for anything. But, my parents did have sex, and it probably was used on many things.
And, it's a family heirloom.
Yeah, family. But the bad part about that is that after they took it away, I had to then figure out how to masturbate with my hand.
With your hand, yeah.
And it took, and you carve a groove into yourself over months of doing the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it takes a while to figure out how to do it yourself. But then
I would be devastated.
Yeah. And so it took a good, I don't know, month or so for me to figure out how to do it so that I could just do it with my hand.
Retrain, learn a new tennis grip.
Yep.
It's tough, but you got through it.
Got through it.
Yeah. And now you have all these different ways to come and make cum.
Exactly.
Your congratulations after listening to the podcast, the first one that we spoke about was for another person, not for yourself, but you used one of our methods that we spoke about with Emily Morse.
Yes. And it's called the Kivin method. And if you all haven't tried this with your female partners, you really, really need to do it because it's the best way to have oral sex with your female body part having
vulva
wife,
owning,
girlfriend,
bae,
vulva owning people, because it's eating pussy sideways. So what you do is you approach the vulva from the side. You need to put this hand, if I was going across the body, I would put this hand above the vulva, like right above the clitoris, and sort of stretch the vagina.
The stomach skin up.
Yeah, up. And then you engage your mouth and tongue over the vulva in a sideways sort of way. And then that leaves this hand with all these fingers and thumbs to go digitally penetrating. And it creates
the pull and scoop while you're licking the clit sideways instead of going up and down and straining your neck, like coming from below and being like right under our butthole, like you are coming from the side, which is, I think, more comfortable for the eater and the eatee, because like I could literally be going down on somebody right here in this chair, like that is very much more comfortable than like lying flat on your stomach and cricking your neck up between two legs, having to hold those legs. Like, I don't remember who else. Oh, Maddie Smith said it in a TikTok recently that she didn't like having a lot of wind whooshing around her. And I was like, yes, I hate being out in the breeze. Like, this is one of those not out in the breeze moments.
Yeah, you're kind of covered up with all my body parts, or like all over your body parts. But each time we've done this, it's been like 3 to 5 minutes and boom.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yeah. And then 2 minutes later, I get a message that's like, we did it again.
Hashtag Kivin method.
Yes. Hashtag Kivin method. So your wife doesn't listen to the podcast, right?
Correct.
And when you told her about like wanting to try it, was she like, oh my God, that sounds amazing? Or was it like,
was she apprehensive about it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I ever said, I'm going to do the Kivin method on you. I think I just did it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Word.
I mean, oral's a standard part of our practice. So
true.
But she definitely digs it.
That's awesome. But did she comment on it after? Was she like, oh my God, that was different? Or was it just like,
I asked her, did you like that one? She said, oh yeah.
Yeah.
And then I told another male friend of mine to do it to his wife, who's, we're really good friends. And I was like, you should be doing this to your wife, because we're all friends and she deserves this. And he did. And I got thumbs up from both of them also.
Yay. Oh my God. Really paying it forward. Yeah. That's unreal.
It's weird. Men don't talk about stuff like that to each other.
One time I remember I was with one of my brothers and one of our male cousins, and my brother leans over to our cousin and he like said something, and my cousin's like, okay. And I go, what did you just say to him? And he goes, oh, I just love eating pussy. And I was like, what? And I remember like both of us were like, ew, like that's such like a weird thing to love doing, because like at the time it wasn't like respectable. Like I don't know, I came of age in a time where it was like only like cucks and losers did that, and that it was gross. Yeah. What was it like? Did you guys talk about it growing up?
I don't remember that at all. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure well, let me try to think. I think in my friend group, I was the first guy to get with the girl. And we definitely did that. And I'm pretty sure I bragged about it probably. And I don't remember it ever being like, you're stupid for doing that, or
you're a simp.
You're a simp. I don't know when it became unfashionable
to be nice to women.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I was 16 in 1986, and of course the only representation in media of teenage sex back then was movies.
Karate Kid.
And yeah, Karate Kid, sweep the leg.
Yeah, sweep the
leg. No, I'm thinking of things like Fast Times, Ridgemont High, which isn't great sex.
No, it's horrible sex.
Porky's, things like that.
Yeah.
Where it's real objectifying, and I've gone back and watched some of those movies, and it's like, oh, it's very cringy.
Yeah, Fast Times. It makes you think that that's like normal, even though you're sad watching the sex in it. You're like, well, maybe this is just what happens in high school.
What was unexpectedly cringy was Meatballs.
I never saw that.
That's a Bill Murray. He's a camp counselor, and he's like, it's like MASH, but at kids summer camp. It's like goofy camp counselors, funny kids, yada yada yada. But he's like picking one of the other camp counselors up, and putting her over his shoulder and slapping her on the ass. And, and it's the way she's acting in the movie, it's clear she doesn't like it.
Right.
And, and it's very cringy now to watch that.
Revenge of the Nerds.
That also.
Like there's like a full rape scene in it where he's like pretending to be this girl's boyfriend because he's got the helmet on and he's having sex with her, and then she takes the helmet off and she realizes it's not her boyfriend, but she's like, oh, this is still cool, like, which wouldn't happen in real life. You'd be like, no, that's fucking rape. Like, but anyway, in happier things, we have another congratulations that you accomplished.
You had the weed and sex episode, and I listened to it, and then I remembered, hey, I've got some weed that I haven't smoked for a while, and I'm very stressed. And when was that? Back in November or October? Sometime around there. I was
a circle now.
I was very deep into whatever I was doing. I was very deep into something heavy at work, and I was very stressed. I've been like staying up late, and it was one of those where you're so worried about it, you're waking up at 2:00 in the morning, type thing.
Yeah.
And so, and
do not envy.
And so I was like, the last time I had sex when I was high felt really good. So I decided I'm gonna get a little high. So I went out in the backyard, smoked a couple of puffs of this weed that I had, and I came back inside and didn't have sex with my wife, but I had bedroom was all mine that night, and so I got out my male masturbation toy, and you want me to show you?
Please.
All right, hold on one sec.
We love show and tell here on How Come.
Do. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like I'm having a chat with, like, I don't know, it just feels like so normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Here we go.
He's our friend.
Yeah.
This is
He's our friend.
Comes in this nice package. And
looks like
here it
a
is.
Pill in a
but of course there's a
hole. Cool.
Now the cool thing about this
it looks like a silicone pill.
Yes.
Okay.
This is what keeps it together.
Slat thing that comes out.
And the reason for that is you can pop it apart
and clean it
and make it so you can clean it, which is very important for one of these things.
Yeah.
It's got so many little like.
This is much more attractive than a fleshlight.
It is.
Yeah, this doesn't feel gross to look at all. I'm so pleased.
And I also feel like you could like leave that out, and it's not like, oh, that's a sex toy.
Yeah, you think it's
but
like
even if
like a speaker or something.
It looks like a little beat pill.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, this feels really good if you've got a penis to put into
If you
it.
got a peener wiener, and then you
Yep.
got some weed.
Exactly.
And coupled
And
together.
I had one of the most amazing orgasms I've had in a long time. Like,
so fun.
Like 15, 20 seconds long worth.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love that.
It was.
Unreal.
I might do that again tonight.
Yeah, why not?
Why not?
So cool. So fun. So glad that you did that. Had you ever used weed before to like enhance sexual pleasure?
Not on purpose. It was like, I was already high and I'm like, oh, let's see, how this goes. So only maybe once or twice in the past, and not even, and it wasn't even that remarkable or memorable that I recall. Mm-hmm. I'm a very occasional user, so it's not something I find myself doing very often. But maybe I should. I don't know.
Feeling like harder and longer, did it feel any different than a normal orgasm?
It was like kind of in waves. Like there were
cool.
Like there were I don't know, there when you're ejaculating, there's only so many spurts that you're going to have, but these felt very strong and very like there were many more of them than I would have normally had.
Mm-hmm. Cool. That sounds like a very vulval orgasm.
So weed and orgasm, definitely a fun thing.
I mean, it makes sense. Increases the blood flow.
Yeah.
I don't think men and women are that different with regard to our
either
feeling. It would be super fun to be able to swap for a week.
Totally. Totally. That's what I always say about like Harry Potter and Polyjuice Potion. I'm like, the first thing I do is like jack off.
It's fun, but my guess is that after we did that, we would both then choose to go back to what we previously had.
Maybe, but I feel like there are toys that can make you feel the experience of the genitals that you don't have. Like I definitely, when I'm using like an air pulse arouser, like feel like I'm having a wank, And
I was using a suction method long before I heard about suction vibrators.
Cool.
That's something I've been doing
with your mouth.
Yeah, for years.
Yeah. Or I was like small vacuum.
Yeah, I did it to this one girl way back when, and she like told her friend who was a friend with me, and the friend like called me and she's like, "What did you do to her?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, let me draw you a picture. I can kind of explain. It's because it's kind of like it's like you take one of those small water balloons and you fill it up with just enough water to make it stiff. And then if you put just the tip in your mouth and sort of suck in, you're sort of sucking that little tip in and making it grow and shrink. And that's what I've always imagined I'm doing when I'm doing oral that way. That's a good
description. I feel like the tips that I heard about oral were like first from like Seinfeld, and it was like these like weird things where it would be like, oh, the swirl and the twist or whatever, but they wouldn't like elaborate, and so you're thinking like there's some fucking weird shit going on down there, and if people had just explained the suck, that would have been a lot better.
The only thing we heard at school was like all the guys were like, no, you just do the alphabet.
Yeah, that one too. Yeah. Which is like, what are you fucking talking about?
How? Like,
unless it's like C.
Yeah.
C.
Sam Kinison had a whole bit about that.
Really?
Yeah. Lots of Mr. T.
T is
Mr.
good.
T up in that.
Yeah.
So
everybody's tongues are moving around right now.
Yeah. Like, how do you draw the T?
I've been doing that for a long time. I forget where I even thought of doing it that way, but but when I heard there are, vibrators that do that, I was like, that's exactly what they should have been doing all along.
I know. Yeah. It's great. Yeah. And I do think there is some like unlearning of like masculinity where like some straight cis men might find it like sucking a dick to suck a clit. you know?
It's so silly.
And
Yeah.
it's so like chill.
It's like, you know, it's like anal for guys. It's like if your
Yeah, if it
female
feels good, do it.
if your female partner is doing something to you anally that's somehow gay, that's the stupidest thing ever.
Yeah, and also like even if it was, get over it. Well, no,
Exactly.
maybe that's too far, but yeah. If it feels good, do it.
But it feels like we're in a different era, a different time. Feels like things are opening up for better, further, more robust expression of people's sexual desires
I
and
hope so.
preferences.
But again, we have these ebbs and flows where it's like you grew up and everybody was like, yeah, going down on women. And then I grew up and it was like, that's fucking weird. You know, like, so we hope that my timeline does not come back.
I would have thought New York City was like wide open
Lots
as
of
liberal
blowing
as possible.
guys, lots of butt sex that you found out about, lots of fingering, anything where like a guy could like it all was very like making the woman less than. Like nobody was having doggy style sex for her pleasure. It was all
it was somehow degrading.
Yeah. Yeah. At least most of the sex
Weird.
that I heard about and was talked about, I'm sure there were loving couples and experimenting youths that were nice to each other. But what seemed to be like the consistent.
I only had one girlfriend in high school, but we were boyfriend, girlfriend for most of high school.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, and we were our first everythings to each other.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was always about making sure that she finished first before I ever, you know, approached orgasm.
That's great. Did you ever tell her about your first experience with toys?
I don't know if I did. Maybe.
But
let's see. She and I started going out when I was 15 or 16.
Mm-hmm.
So that would have been a number of years after. I don't know. We were pretty open talking about stuff. So maybe.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I did for her was I offered to let her watch me masturbate, and she was like super excited for that.
I've always wanted to watch Ben do it.
And I forget where I even came up with the idea, but we were talking one night, I think about fantasies or something, and I was like, well, would you want to watch me jerk off? And she was like, yes. we actually went out to my car that was parked out on the street, and it was late enough at night that, you know, nobody was going to walk by or anything, and so I masturbated in my car for her. And she super dug that.
I love that.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's amazing. Well, so it's always been easy for you to bring toys into the bedroom and talk about it?
I think so. We've got a variety of you know, vibrators.
Mm-hmm.
I've had vibrating cock rings.
Mm-hmm.
We've done pegging.
Ooh.
Because I like the girl on boy anal.
Mm-hmm.
And we started doing that probably 10 years ago, maybe. Yeah, cool. Probably. And so we've got a harness and strap on for that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's fun.
Did you pick it together?
No, I got it, and but she trusted me, I guess, to buy the correct thing.
Mm-hmm.
The first one I got was a really a bad jelly one.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're not silicone. The old was PHB, whatever the bad material that is not good for your body.
Okay, yeah. I remember.
I'm feeling
that
BPA,
was the first time. And so I kind of sprung that on her one night when we were having a really hot session.
Mm-hmm.
But it had been one of her fantasies, and so she was totally down with it.
Cool.
And so she did me pretty good, and that was one of the more amazing orgasms I've ever had too.
Unreal.
Yeah. When
you're getting pegged, do you like having your front stimulated, or like your balls or anything, or just like hands free?
No, I need some stimulation.
Cool.
I like being on my back with her in front of me, because it's very,
cool.
yeah, it's very the gender swap thing is very
Yeah.
trippy.
Yeah.
They had this, girl with the fake penis but nice tits,
All the fun
so
stuff, and then your
all the fun
legs are
stuff.
up around your ears, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know that this could happen to
Yeah.
me.
So being the penetrated one
Mm-hmm.
changes your perspective on the whole sex thing, I think,
Mm-hmm.
because it gives you a good understanding of what that means, and that there needs to be some consideration of the person on the bottom.
Yeah, a little slowness, a little bit of
Yeah.
lube, maybe. I love that. Great
Yeah.
takeaways, as always, Rick. I am so glad that you are always willing to talk to us, and congratulations again on all of your sexual feats and accomplishments.
Thank you. Congratulations to you on getting out of your rut recently.
Thank you. Makes you really value the ones. I think I was starting to take my orgasms for granted, and now I have to treat myself a little better again.
Tolerance break.
Yeah, a little tolerance break.
Did you figure out what was causing it, or?
I think I'm just stressed and crazy.
Yeah, well, like everybody, COVID. This would be the perfect opportunity for you to peg your boyfriend, because if you're not doing it, if it's not working for you, maybe you flip the script with him and see if that does it for either of you, and maybe it does.
We should see.
Oh, Ben.
Oh, Ben. Make me a sandwich and get your butt out.
Rick said that we have to try this.
Yeah. Who is Rick and why is he doing this to me?
Doesn't matter, but he said, so we're doing it, okay?
We'll see. If he's comfortable, then I'm down. But I love that you guys had already talked about it being a fantasy of hers. So you sprung it on her, but not exactly. There was some groundwork.
I bought it, and I kind of kept it in reserve until the right time, and it was the right time. I was like, I happen to have a surprise for you if you're interested.
And she's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Very interested.
Unreal.
That was a wild night.
If this were a TV show, we would flash back. Well, Rick, thank you again for coming on here and talking to us. We really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Of course. Congratulations again. And I do have to ask you this, as I have to ask everyone after a sexual experience, and this has been so sexual. Rick, did you finish?
Absolutely.
Amazing.
Yeah. Did you?
I did. Thank you for asking.
Robin, did you?
Of course. This was the best.
Awesome. It's an international finishing.
It really is.
Anyway, your show is awesome. You're doing the work of the Lord.
Thank you.
Making people come.
You're doing the work of the Lord by telling your friends to suck their wives' clits.
Yes.
That is a cumbassador if I've ever seen one.
Very awesome.
Rick, thank you so much for coming.
Glad to be had.
And you guys get ready for the rest of the episode. I am going to ask Ben if I can peg him and if he will jack off in front of me in a car after these messages. No, but seriously. So I want to tell you guys a little bit more about my breaking the rut. Because I know that I've always said you don't plateau if you use the same thing. But I think that's what happened to me. Life was feeling a little too repetitive. The toys I was using was feeling a little too repetitive. The stuff I was doing with Ben, we were just doing the same motions all the time. And no matter how much you appreciate your partner, having the same type of sex day in and day out can start to feel boring sometimes. And I was lucky enough that I received a box of Satisfyer products at just the right time when things were getting very boring. They just released new app-enabled vibrators that allow you to spice things up to an extreme, like in the best way. With their vibes, you can take control or give up control, whether you're with someone in the room or someone on the other side of the world. So if you're alone right now, your sex life does not need to suffer. Satisfier's new line of app-enabled vibrators allow you to personalize your own programs. You can be more reflective, curious, and really tune into your own personal pleasure, and just like make your own vibrations and beats if you want to, which I've always wanted to. So this was perfect for me. With the Satisfier Connect app, you can personalize your own programs, just like I was saying. Satisfier Connect is the live control option that allows couples to refine their experience together with accurate precision within a moment-to-moment control. You can also do it to your favorite song. The music play feature allows you to connect to Apple Music or Spotify, and your connected device will respond to the beat of the music, which I'm just saying, welcome to the jungle. Like, welcome to the jungle. Go masturbate, enjoy. Also, if your favorite song is like your lover's voice, their ambient sound feature will pick the vibes of their voice and then do stuff to that. You never have to worry about a dead battery in the middle of a session. Once you pair your Satisfier Connect app with your device, you will always be able to see the battery life, which is amazing because I had been having toys just die on me. And like, granted, maybe they were overworked or whatever, but I would have liked a warning. There's nothing worse than like ramping up and then it's just like, bye. Like, it was very depressing. And also, these things weren't working. And one of these toys, even if you don't use the app, these new toys are like the vibration in them is different than anything I've ever felt before. There's this one internal external toy, so like one goes in, one goes on, super flexible. It's called the Monoflex, and the vibration feels like a fucking car starting or someone licking you. Like, it goes like to different extremes. I also tried their Curvy 2, which is an air pulse arouser, and it's like the hole is bigger than most air pulse arousers, and I usually thought I needed a smaller hole. It's like amazing. It engulfs the whole clit, and like, it is so strong. I also tried the Love Triangle, really cute, really small. I do think the Curvy 2 is better for me. That's been working better for me, but I can see the Love Triangle working really well for some of my other friends. But yeah, I love the Connect app. I have always wanted to sync up to music because I'm a dancer and it's been a dream, and I think you will enjoy these things keeping you company. So if you want to go, get 25% off all app-enabled devices when you go to satisfier.com and enter code HowCome25 at checkout. Go do it. You're going to love it. Again, if you're looking for one of our favorite new devices, go to Satisfier, SATISFYER.com, and use code HowCome25 for 25% off. You're going to love it. Speaking of things you're going to love, you are going to love this next thing that I'm going to talk about, because, I don't know, are you the type of person that has hair struggles, or are you chosen? Are you special? I don't know. I've had hair troubles, worries my entire life, whether it's too frizzy or it's too thick, or like I messed up my color or it's breaking or whatever. Like, I feel like I always needed a specific shampoo designed for me for what exactly is going on with my hair at that point. And for that reason, I know that there is no one size fits all when it comes to shampoo and conditioner. It never has been for me. And so I think, like everything else, we need products that are suited for our unique needs and don't leave us disappointed. Being disappointed in your hair is one of the worst things ever. And thanks to my personalized Prose shampoo and conditioner and hair oil, I have fallen in love with my hair all over again. I have teamed up with Prose, and they are offering 15% off your first order at prose.com/howcome. So Prose knows there is more to you than just your hair type. You know, like you don't just walk into an aisle and you're like, thick, okay, that's my shampoo. No. Prose has given over 1 million consultations with their in-depth hair quiz, which is how I got started. I love a quiz. I actually took the Prose quiz for the first time at an event where Prose was like the sponsor or something like that. And at the time, I had bleach blonde hair, white blonde hair. It was breaking all over the place. And I couldn't have been more excited than when the Prose woman walked up to me and she was like, hey, everybody's getting free hair care after this event. Like, will you put all this info into a quiz and then we will make hair care for you? I was like, 100% I will do that. I have inch-long pieces of hair in my head right now because it was breaking so much. So Prose, they create custom shampoo and conditioners based on your personal hair analysis and their algorithm. Their online quiz, which is the exact quiz that I took, dives into every conceivable factor that affects your hair health. With over 50 billion formula combinations, the result is a unique blend of ingredients that caters to every strand and follicle. The customization experience goes beyond the initial quiz. With every order, Prose optimizes formulas based on lifestyle and seasonal changes. Every bottle is made to order, guaranteeing optimal freshness. So I'm obviously not using the same products from when I was bleaching my hair then. Like, I take the quiz every time something changes. I'm back to more of an ombre thing. I'm on the West Coast. That type of stuff changes your texture and what your hair is doing. I use the hair mask. I also use the hair oil. I use the hair shampoo and the conditioner. I love them all because when I use a conditioner or shampoo, I'm always worrying, is this going to ruin my blonde? Is it going to make it frizzy? Is it going to do like something bad? Like, I don't even worry if it's gonna like make it softer or shinier. Like, I never thought of that before. I was just like, I just don't want it to make it bad. And Prose doesn't just not make it bad, it makes it better. My hair is softer, it is shinier, it is like it dries better. It's not as like gnarly. Also, they stand by clean and responsible beauty, which I love. Every formula is sustainably sourced and cruelty-free. Prose can accommodate virtually any preference, including vegan, gluten-free, and more. And if you're not 100% positive that Prose is the best care you've had, they will take back the products, no questions asked. No questions asked. So, Prose is the healthy hair regimen with your name all over it. Literally, they put your name on the bottles. It's so cute. Anyway, take your free in-depth hair quiz and get 15% off your first order today. Go to prose.com/howcome. That is Prose, PROSE.com/howcome for your free in-depth hair quiz and 15% off. You are going to love it. Okay, should we hear from Lil Ben now? Let's hear from Lil Ben now. Hello, everybody. I am sitting here with Ben DeMarco.
Hello, everyone.
Ben, can I peg you?
Yeah, we could. You could probably try that after we move out of my parents' house.
Okay, can you jack off in front of me in a car?
In a car?
Yeah, that's what our companion said he did with his girlfriend in high school.
Yeah, I'll jack off in front of you wherever, dude.
Okay, amazing. Congratulations to me. On this, the week of our anniversary. Oh, congratulations to us. It's been a year that we've been living together unintentionally. Woo-hoo. Yes, we never planned to move in together, but
it's been nice.
This pandemic's been nice.
I'm very grateful to have had you throughout this entire pandemic, Remy.
Me too. I'm very grateful, Ben, and to have had your parents. Thank you for loaning them to me.
Yeah, I didn't really intend on when we moved in together to
have
our parents,
be with your parents,
have my parents be there. But I mean, yeah, it's nice having Jane cooking delicious dinners and you know,
showing us the couple that we want to be.
Yeah, sort of.
Kind of. They're so great.
Yeah, they're great.
Even when you steal their lube.
Oh man, one time I was a young boy and I was just starting to masturbate.
Prank that soldier boy.
Yeah, and I used to Ray and Jane used to have some KY jelly in their bedroom drawer because they were fucking. But then I was taking it, and usually I was really good about returning it and not getting caught and using a very small amount. But one time I just I got caught up in the zone of jacking off, and I just left the lube in my bathroom, and my mom found it. And then Jane came up to me and was like, "We need to have a talk."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh God," I thought it was about my grades or something. And then she sat me down and she was like, "Everything in this house, what's mine is yours. Except my lube. Don't be weird."
Yeah. They're the best. I love being roommates with them and you and Grace. And it was a nice way to ease into living with each other, very low pressure. Even though it was a weird situation. I've always been very hesitant about living with a man.
Yeah.
And we've literally never discussed it. I feel like pre-pandemic we were always oh yeah, no, we love having our own apartments.
Yeah, I mean, ideally in my brain, we couples should always have two places.
Yeah.
That they have together.
But you can go somewhere else.
You can go somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of couples have two.
Yeah. And we were we have a long distance relationship between New York and Jersey. We got two houses in two states. But then I don't have my house in New York anymore.
Right. So when we go back to New York, you'll probably just come on and move in downstairs in Jersey, or or I don't know, like you said, if you can always try to find another space.
I could always move out, but at this point we're thinking
it makes sense.
Yeah. So weird.
Yeah. So
crazy
weird.
Cool.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
But to celebrate our little congratulations of living for a year together unintentionally, we thought we would go through some big moments of this year and just talk about
since we got here?
Since March.
Yeah, since we got here.
So March 2020 to March 2021, all of the news items that have happened, and can't believe this was all this year. I feel like this year has been 7 years in one.
Yeah, it's been a lot.
A lot. And shout out to anybody who has been struggling mentally. I know that it has been hard for me to be motivated some days. And just because you've survived doesn't mean you don't need to make it easier for yourself. Why just survive when you could thrive? And I want to tell you guys about BetterHelp. BetterHelp will assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You connect in a safe and private online environment, so it's super convenient. You can start communicating in under 48 hours, so it's no excuses. And this is all without ever having to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room or take a cab. That's I never want to take a cab to therapy. But BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they make it easy and free to change counselors if needed. I have had to change counselors with therapists before because it's not the right fit, and I think that's a great thing that BetterHelp does. They're more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available, and it's available for clients worldwide. Everything that you share is confidential. It is convenient. It's professional. It's affordable. BetterHelp is not a crisis line. It's professional counseling. You'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions and send messages to your counselor at any time. You can go check out the testimonials posted daily on their site. All of their professional counselors are licensed, and they specialize in all these different things: depression, stress, anxiety, relationships, family conflicts, sleeping, trauma, anger, grief, self-esteem, sexual and gender identity. You might have one of these things, you might have a ton of them. I just highly recommend it. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. I love doing online counseling. I love doing therapy on the phone. I think it is so much better than having to go somewhere. You're already spending money. Don't put the pressure on yourself to have to get dressed. You can do it from your house. You can do it from exactly where you are right now. You can start therapy. So if this year has been hard, go check it out. Start living a happier life today. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/howcome. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/howcome for 10% off your first month. Thank you, BetterHelp. And now we are going to talk about all the things that helped stress me out this year and made these episodes late. LOL. So we arrived in Portland on March 4th.
Correct.
On March 9th, the stock market crashed. I don't remember that happening, but
Nope,
apparently...
because GameStop was not a
yeah,
thing yet.
we weren't
so
paying attention.
I was not paying attention.
Now we're all about it.
GME for life.
But apparently the coronavirus pandemic around the world triggered a global recession as numerous countries went into lockdown. We
remember. I do remember the stock
You
market
do?
crashing. Yeah, because remember, like everything went. Airlines.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything just tanked. Cruise
I do
ships,
remember that.
all sorts of stuff.
Yeah. Then, and the U.S. wasn't taking COVID seriously at that point. We were just like, oh, like it's just happening in Italy.
We're still not.
Yeah, I know, it's true. But then Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson got diagnosed with COVID when they were in Australia March 11th. And that was like, it just kicked off everything. The NBA suspended their season March 11th. Then the Olympics got postponed March 24th. Then Bernie Sanders dropped out of the presidential race April 8th. I can't believe that was this year.
Yeah.
Like what?
What, like the presidential election?
No, but like that Bernie was even still an option in March.
Yeah. The DNC is shady. Bernie should have been. I can't get it any closer.
No,
I'll hit myself in my teeth.
I know, but you're putting it like right here instead.
Well, all right.
April 27th, Kim Jong-un, there were rumors that he died. Do you remember that?
Yeah, these aren't very good.
April 29th, the Pentagon released videos of possible UFOs. It was unclear what the objects really were.
Did you watch those videos?
You did.
I sure did. But I had already seen them. They didn't really release.
It wasn't new stuff.
No, it wasn't news. They released news, like they declassified a bunch of information, but the videos that like everyone that's referencing, those videos had been released prior to that. And I was all over that.
Yeah, well, but you're real deep into...
Yeah, anytime any UFO anything shows up. There's this guy that I went to high school with named Andrew, and he's my source for all alien everything, like on Facebook.
Shout out to Andrew.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Shout out Andrew. You're always posting some dank alien information.
Then, May 4th, murder hornets arrive in the U.S. I never took the time to learn what they were.
I don't even, I'm skeptical about that. I didn't see no murder hornets. So if I can't see it, smell it, taste it, get stung by it, I don't know about that, all that. I don't know about
where
those
are they now?
Yeah, exactly. Like I don't know how much of a real threat murder hornets were when we think about all the other shit that was going on this year. Like murder hornets, not a real thing.
Yeah, and then we got into serious shit. Ahmaud Arbery was shot.
Oh God, that was so terrible.
Horrible. And then George Floyd was killed May 25th, and that caused an uproar with protests popping up worldwide. Very memorable, very important. Got people more involved recently than they had been involved in a really long time.
I remember when the news of George Floyd came out, and we saw the video, and you and I were in the car smoking, and we had this kind of like an aha moment of just being like, this is completely different. Like this is different this time somehow. I don't know what it was, but you could feel it before there was even national outrage, global outrage.
Yeah.
Before that even came to a head.
Yeah.
I felt you and I
there was
this. It was just so different. And I can't really put my finger on what's so different about it.
You watched somebody die.
Yeah, but I watched Ahmaud Arbery get.
I remember feeling that way when Eric Garner was.
Right.
strangled to death.
I've seen right. But no, not the same. But there was something about this specific one where there was an energy, or I just felt like a whole Like, what this is.
There wasn't anything to do besides reckon with that it was happening.
Right.
You know, like you couldn't go to a party, you couldn't go to a show, you couldn't just like go distract yourself.
Right. I'm just trying to think of why, particularly, I guess for me, why it was so different. Because it's kind of like where we had gotten to as a society before the pandemic. You know, it was a school shooting a fucking day. It was, you know, an unarmed black guy getting killed every day. And it was just like, we were just so numb to it. It was like, but for whatever reason, like, yeah, like you said, maybe it was the fact that it was so long, you know, it was 9 minutes of the video and you're just like, Jesus. But like,
yeah,
there was definitely something where it was like, this is going to be a huge, huge thing.
Well, that's what's interesting too, is like the pandemic did decrease shootings, school shootings at least.
Yeah.
You know, so like it was more important. Like you didn't just lose 58 people at Pulse nightclub the night before or something like that. And yeah, people started taking things more seriously. There was uproar about Rayshard Brooks, Breonna Taylor. Breonna Taylor still doesn't have justice.
That just baffles me.
Yeah.
I don't understand. And apparently they're not like reopening it or anything.
Nope. So it's like, it's weird because like we're like, oh, we made so much progress of people like caring again, but then how much progress has been made?
There's not a whole lot of progress. It's all progress and it's all fake progress. It's all, you know, let's you know,
fake activism.
Let's put Black Lives Matter on the NFL fields, even though the NFL
won't hire Colin Kaepernick back.
Yeah, even though the NFL completely were against Black Lives Matter the entire time. It's all just like trying to do the minimalist thing to appease, to make it look like you're doing stuff. It's like, I forget, a hilarious comedian, Eagle Witt, actually posted something today where he was like, he was like, you guys, you all canceled Pepe Le Pew, but George Zimmerman is still selling hoodies.
Is he?
Yeah, George Zimmerman, you know, is signing packs of Skittles and is selling hoodies.
What the fuck? Remind everybody who George Zimmerman is.
George Zimmerman is, you know, he shot the kid with the bag of Skittles.
Trayvon Martin, who was a child.
Right. And he said, and so it's all like, it's all just like minimal progress.
Yeah.
It's minimal progress.
Yeah.
Is that rain going to screw up the sound, or is it cool?
No, it's cool, I think.
We're recording in the car, you guys.
Yeah, that's been something new about this year, because I can't seem to do this podcast unless I lived with a geriatric person. Like, I literally have never done a season.
My parents aren't geriatric.
What? They're in their 70s. Nanny was in her 80s. Like, they're 10 years apart.
But that's not what geriatric means.
What is geriatric? It just means old.
Google it. I don't think that's what it means. Like, when I think like geriatric,
if they got
like
the shot because they're seniors, they're
like
fucking
immobile.
geriatric.
Nah.
I'm pretty sure.
It's right there at the top.
Yeah, relating to old people, especially with regard to their health care. A geriatric hospital. Old.
All right.
I cannot record How Come unless I have an old person in proximity.
Right.
But when we want to come do these little secrets and we want to smoke and stuff, we record in the car.
Yeah.
So fun. Anyway, you guys might hear some rain.
We're in Oregon. It's raining.
Bloop, bloop. Does Jane love Oregon because it reminds her of, like, England?
I don't think it's anything like England.
Okay. Because of the rain?
I guess they're both, like, wet, but I don't know.
What else happened? Then some Confederate statues started coming down early July. That's good. But again,
like
kind of bare minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was like their biggest thing on Southern Charm was taking down a statue.
Yeah.
But it was like you also like used a monkey emoji against a black woman, Catherine.
Right.
You weren't paying attention. All you care about in that show is Pringle.
No, I love me some Pringle.
July.
Catherine's dating a black guy now, so she's cool.
Catherine's dating a black guy whose family was owned by the other guy that she has children with.
By what's his face?
By Thomas Ravenel.
Oh my God.
Her new boyfriend's last name is Ravenel with 2 L's.
What?
It's the most fucked up thing I've ever heard.
Oh my God, I didn't know any of that.
Yeah.
Ugh, bravo.
Oh, bravo, bravo, bravo. To quote Denise Richards. Do you know that?
No.
Whenever she wanted to say something at a dinner or she didn't want anything on camera, she would go, bravo, bravo, motherfucking bravo, because she heard if you said bravo, they had to cut it out.
Hilarious.
And they left it in. I do think she hooked up with Brandy Glanville, I will say.
I don't know who that is.
It's okay. July 2nd, British socialite Ghislaine Maxwell was arrested by the FBI at a remote property in New Hampshire. You remember Ghislaine?
Is that how you say it?
Ghislaine. Yeah.
That is not what I've been saying.
Yeah, I initially read it Ghislaine, and I was like, that is too perfect.
Let me look at it. I don't know how I would even pronounce it. Yeah.
Ghislaine.
I'd announce it Ghislaine.
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 Jillian.
Anyway, she was
Yeah, what's going on with that? Is there any news on that?
I don't know, but
one of those things.
she now faces multiple charges related to the sex abuse of young women and girls by Epstein, accused of helping to recruit, train, and traffic the young women.
Where's she at? Where'd she go? They
I think
arrested her
she's
and
in
now
jail.
we're just like
I don't
chilling
know.
on it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you know who else was friends with Epstein and we like don't give a fuck is the British royals. We'll talk about that later in the year.
And Donald Scrump, man.
And Donald Scrump. NBA returns with a miraculous bubble July 7th.
Oh man,
that was fun for you.
That was fun for me.
Yeah,
and my guy friends, and my lady friends that like sports, and my guy friends.
Yeah, Jane, Ben's mom, likes basketball so much that we watched college basketball instead of the Meghan Markle Harry Oprah interview. And
she likes anything Oregon or Portland.
I was like, but Jane, it's British, and she's like, it's fine.
It's recording.
It's recording.
Yeah, when that bubble came, man, that was great because we were, all the sports went away, and the only thing that was on, or the only thing that you could like even watch on the internet was Russian ping pong, which was just like,
or like Tiger King.
Oh,
I feel like
shit.
Tiger King.
Is that not on that list?
It's not on the
that
list.
Should be on the list.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of TV stuff that like we went through. Like
That was,
Tiger
like,
King feels like
important.
it was like 7 years ago, but
Yeah.
like, yeah, that
Tiger
happened,
King.
and I feel like people watched it a lot more because there was no sports, so they were
Right.
like, why not watch this tiger training, husband abusing psychopath?
That show had
instead?
everything, man. There was a death.
Murder.
Yeah, like there was lots of death. There was murder. There was
Cats.
suicide. There was, big old cats.
Big cats. Then there is the Beirut explosion, August 4th. Then there were the West Coast wildfires in mid-August.
That's
That was
what's up.
fucking nuts. I was stuck in LA. You
Yeah,
were
Ray-
here with
you went-
Ray and Jane.
Yeah.
You
and-
guys had
and-
like the longest car ride through fire.
Well, yeah, you left for your birthday. To
No,
go-
I went for work, but
Oh,
I
yeah,
ended
you
up
went-
having
sorry,
to
yeah.
stay through my
through
birthday
your
because of the
birthday.
fires.
Yeah, you left to do some work, and then you were supposed to be back for your birthday. We'd gotten this. Me and my parents had rented this nice cabin in the woods.
For me. No.
And not for, I mean, like, they wanted you to see it. We ended
Yeah.
up going later when you got back, but it's lucky you didn't come back because as we were in the cabin in the woods, that's when these massive wildfires started all throughout Oregon. And, we ended up getting rerouted and evacuated, and it was a whole mess. And, man, I've never seen anything like it. You couldn't get back in because of the airports shut down.
Yep.
There was there was no visibility.
But I was in LA and I got to stay with Tim and his new boyfriend Clayton and their dog Apollo, and it was
you were
nice
there having a great time.
friend bonding time because I
Yeah.
hadn't seen any friends or whatever in like months.
Yeah.
And yeah, you guys remember Tim? He was on an episode first season, I believe. But yeah, then I made it back, and oh yeah, then there were protests still. That little 17-year-old white psycho, Kyle Rittenhouse, went from Illinois and shot 3 protesters, killing 2 of them, armed, allegedly illegally, with an AR-15 style rifle, purchased with money from his coronavirus stimulus check. Apparently, he now faces felony homicide and attempted homicide charges, among other counts.
Good.
Yeah.
Good riddance.
Good riddance, Kyle Rittenhouse.
Little shithead.
Little Shittenhouse. Then Chadwick Boseman died August 28th of colon cancer. It was shocking. It was so sad.
Yeah.
And then a lot of people used it as like reasons why you should care about them. They were like, never be mean to someone because you never know their struggle.
I hate when people do that.
I hate when people do that. It's like, you are not Chadwick Boseman dying
or
of
it's
cancer.
either that or it's like a comic that would be like Chadwick Boseman, and they somehow turn it into a post
He
about
was a
like
great
their
guy,
show.
and
yeah.
like one
he
time
told me
he said
never
I
to-
was funny and never give up.
Yeah, and never give up. By the way, I'm playing Bananas Comedy Club in Jersey.
Chadwick Boseman was a great guy, but he was flawed, and this is why I cheated on my girlfriend.
Oh, yeah.
Lol.
Oh my God. That
Okay.
was about Martin Luther King though.
I
wasn't
know.
it?
Oh, God.
some comic was like
Oh God.
Martin Luther King was a great man,
but he was
but
flawed.
he was flawed,
and so am I.
And he cheats on his wife.
And I did too.
I did too,
And
but
then I
that-
gave all the other comics corona. Then the coronavirus death toll reached 200,000 people. I remember that number. That number was crazy. It is now at 500,000.
Chump change.
I mean, but at the time it was like, wow, it's real. I mean, now
Yeah.
it's like it'll be 3 million people before anyone's like,
Yeah.
horrible. Anyway, then Ruth Bader Ginsburg died. Bow, bow, bow.
Woo, fucking 2020.
Fucking 2020. She had been a justice on the Supreme Court since 1993 when dear Charlotte Casimir was born. She was nominated by then President Bill Clinton. Sad that RBG is gone. I hope we get another one soon. Then we got some exciting news.
What was it?
Trump tested positive for COVID-19 on October 2nd.
After he was flaunting that it wasn't real for so long
Yes.
and not to wear masks.
Yes, and we all got so excited, and we were like, oh, maybe he'll take it seriously, or even beep, and
Fucking
didn't
die.
do either of those things. And yeah, whatever. Moving on. Then Eddie Van Halen died. I don't know how this made the list. Oh, shit. Then Amy Coney Barrett was nominated to the Supreme Court October 27th. The Senate voted to confirm her nomination to the Supreme Court. All but one member of the Republican Party voting in favor. All Democrats voted against. Too bad. She's in.
Yeah.
Joe Biden become president-elect. Who cares? We all were like, we'll settle for Biden.
Yeah. It should have been Bernie, man.
It should have been Bernie.
The DNC is corrupt.
Everything's corrupt. Guess who died next? November 8th, Alex Trebek. God damn it.
God damn it.
Following
we are
his-
still dealing with these new wannabe hosts.
Yeah, but you know what? I think it's fun to mix it up. I mean, we miss him forever. Let's just have a new host every 2 weeks.
Is
for
that
like
what they're
2
doing?
years. I don't know, but like that would be fun.
This guy that they've got in there now, he's all right.
Mike Richards.
That's his
Is that his
name?
name? I don't know.
Who knows? I liked Ken Jennings.
I liked
know-
Ken Jennings too, but I don't think Ken Jennings wanted to be.
I think he did.
You do?
I think he wanted it too much, and he was too like overly excited, like while he was like doing the job.
I thought he
and
was
that-
so great.
But he talked too fast, and he has like, and he's not an entertainer. He's just a smart guy.
Okay, but here's the thing
he
about
has
Ken
like
Jennings.
zero charisma. He's
that-
like a weirdo.
Okay, I disagree. I love Ken Jennings. And I think Mike Richards is doing a fine job, but I don't believe that Mike Richards knows
The answers.
the answers. And I believe that Ken knows.
No,
and
of
I
course
believe
Ken
that
knows.
Alex knew. And
Yeah.
that's what I liked about Alex, too. Is like, he would be like, no, that's the Louvre.
Yeah, and you'll say it properly or whatever. Yeah, Mike Jenkins.
Is that his name?
I have no idea. They should cancel that terrible new show Keenan and have Keenan do it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Keenan would be a great Jeopardy host because I love him on Black Jeopardy on SNL.
True.
So funny.
Keenan would be great.
Yeah.
And Keenan knows how to stay at a show for a long fucking
Right,
time.
exactly. We'd be with Keenan until
Forever.
he died. Yeah.
I want to be with him until
yeah,
he dies.
exactly.
And I won't be with that new show, Keenan.
Yeah, no, that show I think is gonna get canceled pretty quick.
That show is very bad.
Don't mark my words, but I don't think
Shout out to Keenan.
Shout out Keenan.
We
and
love
Chris
you and we hate your show. COVID vaccine rollout December 14th. Ooh, Moderna and Pfizer. They'd be releasing.
They rolled that out in December?
I guess it started rolling out then.
Damn, what is it now? March?
Yeah. I know. Time is so strange recently.
Takes a while to get that out, I suppose. My parents are only just now getting their shot.
Yeah.
Next week.
Yeah. We might rent a little red convertible for Jane so she can go get her second
She's
shot.
getting her second shot on her 70th birthday. And she's always wanted a red convertible, but my dad won't let her have one because they're not safe.
They're not safe.
So we thought it would be fun for her to rent her a little red convertible that she can drive to go get her second shot.
Cute.
And cruise around. So we're waiting for weather and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Then Trump supporters attempt to stage a coup at the U.S. Capitol January 6th. It was crazy.
It was pretty crazy.
And suspicious.
Why
did they let them in?
Yeah, the whole thing.
It was a crazy day. Then Facebook and Instagram banned Trump for at least 2 weeks on January 7th.
Still banned.
Twitter suspends Trump January 7th. And Biden win was certified by Congress January 7th. And that is all that I have in Robin's list right now. Let me see if she's updated it since. I guess that's it. Well, yeah, then there was my epic orgasm drought of 2021 when I just couldn't come for like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And then last night we had, or was that this morning?
This morning.
That was this morning.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last week we had like a pretty good bang.
Yeah.
But this morning we also had a pretty good bang.
Yeah.
And you were like, "Oh, get your toy or whatever." But my toys that I have been using have not been working so well.
Well, you put those toys have been putting in overtime for a year,
know.
A pandemic's worth of masturbation.
Totally.
Yeah.
But luckily I had that great new delivery from Satisfyer
Mm-hmm.
to the geriatric people's house. Got like 72 sex toys to the 72-year-old's house, and Ben was like, we were like banging from behind, and he was like, "Put your toy on." And I was like, "Nah, it's not going to work." But then I was like, I have this brand new box. Why don't I try something else? And I grabbed this new Satisfyer something. The suction hole is bigger and stronger. And it worked.
Hooray.
Did you feel that it worked?
Yeah. And the bed sheets too.
Something happened to them again?
What? Yeah, they were wet.
Okay, they weren't.
Yeah, huh?
I didn't squirt this morning.
Not like last week or the whatever time before, but yeah. No, it was real wet.
Oh. You like it?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Yeah, so congratulations to me. I found a new toy that I like. I had an orgasm with Ben's peener in me.
What else has happened?
We have lived together.
Right. We've lived together and
We've gone crabbing. I'm pretty good at crabbing now.
Yeah, what else?
Oh, we went away for a week and we shot a whole cooking show for you guys.
Ooh, yeah, I can't wait to.
It's called How Cook.
And I can't wait till the editors get their hands on it.
Yeah, those editors, they've been
busy.
putting things off. But
No, not putting things off.
we'll remind them. But yeah, we do 6 episodes, and it's going to be coming to patreon.com/howcome at some point in the next month, hopefully.
Yeah. At least one episode, I would hope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ben teaches me how to cook because I'm incapable, but now
She's capable. She just you didn't have any of like the
I didn't
small
have the basic tools.
The basics.
And any of the hurdles like chopping onions, I would just be like giving up.
Right.
No, we solved it.
Oh yeah.
What else have we done?
I'm trying to think. Recently we had our first Christmas together.
Yeah, that was so cute. Oh my God.
Ray went viral.
Ray went viral on TikTok. Also at Christmas, Ben had seen those turtlenecks with with just sleeves. You know those sweaters that like it looks like this. I'm wearing one right now. It's just sleeves, but they have turtlenecks, and they were very, very trendy in December this year. And I wanted one, and Ben put a picture of it on the tree and was like, I owe you one turtleneck with sleeves.
Yeah.
And this week I finally found the perfect sleeved, just sleeves.
Just sleeves.
You guys, if you have fat arms and you hate them and your torso keeps itself warm, but your arms would prefer to be covered, buy these motherfucking sleeves, okay? You go to Zara. You get your sleeves, and then you can wear anything with it. You can wear a T-shirt, Zara. You could wear a bra with sleeves.
You could wear a bathing suit.
A bathing suit with sleeves. Actually, my Instagram is suggesting me a ton of bathing suits with sleeves now.
That's right up your alley.
And that's right up my alley for me. So, 2021, sleeves.
Sleeves.
What else did we do this year? We got in a few car accidents.
Got the car broken into.
Yep.
What else did we? What else happened? Like nothing's fucking happened. We haven't been doing anything.
I mean, last week we went and visited. This week we went and visited our friend Taylor Tomlinson. She was in town doing 19 shows at Helium. We didn't go watch the shows, but
hilarious
we went to
comic
say,
Taylor Tomlinson.
Yeah, she's been on the podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
We went to say hi to her and test out if we can still be social, and it was a good little test. We were social. It was fun.
Yeah, that was the first time we'd been back in Helium Comedy Club in exactly a year.
Exactly a year.
Yeah.
What else has gone down? I mean, Meghan and Harry's interview. Let's talk about it. It happened.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't shocking to me at all, that interview.
That the royals are racist?
No, like...
Yeah.
It's... like I forget who said it, but it was like, how did she not? No, it was John Oliver who said it on Colbert when they first got married during the royal wedding. Colbert asked John Oliver what he thought about it, and he just said that I hope she knows what she's marrying into.
Yeah.
And she has to know what she's marrying into. There's no like you
don't.
It's not like you don't know
that she wouldn't be protected.
That you wouldn't be. That you were going into a family that does not have your interests.
Best interests at heart.
Your interests at heart. Especially if you're not going to play ball.
But she was.
No,
she
not
was
really.
So
She's
good
already
at the
been.
job.
She's already. Yeah, but she's good at the job the same way Princess Diana was good at the job, and the royal family fucking hated Diana. They don't like They don't like. It doesn't matter what they say. They don't like an outspoken. They don't. They don't
commoner.
want. Yeah, they don't want. They don't. Yeah,
woman.
Exactly. They don't want any. Yeah, I don't know. But the interview itself, I thought it was just fluff. It was fluff.
I mean, so yeah.
To me, like when I was expecting, like I don't know what I was expecting, but like you see like these crazy
from the tweets, you would have thought that Oprah had
had
really
something juice,
blown some shit
open.
Had
some
like I
tea,
mean, the most tea thing was like that they stayed with Tyler Perry for a while because like they didn't have their own security, and I was like, okay, yes, Tyler Perry in this story somehow.
That's amazing.
But like, yeah, I didn't understand what Harry meant by like, oh, my mom left me this money because she had a feeling. Like what? She had a feeling what? That like you would want to leave the crown eventually?
I think what she was saying, what he was saying in that sense was that Princess Diana, his mother, was also married into the family and knew what it was like being controlled by the
But that's what he meant then, that she knew that he would want to leave not be controlled.
Yes, that she wanted her children to have the out that she did not have.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you set aside $10 million that the crown doesn't have control over, then she felt that they could use that money to leave if need be.
Yeah, I mean, I believe that those things happened. But I also am like, it was a very produced, like, of course it's produced, it's Oprah.
Yeah.
You know, but
oh
like
God, the whole
it was
the
just
whole
like
interview was
like
tra-
the
it was
cameras
trash.
were like panning around.
The fact that the cameras
it was like
were
chopped up so much.
Yeah, the cameras
The
were
editing.
the cameras where the people where it's clearly a cameraman walking and walking and getting the moving shots.
Yeah.
Like that in itself, I was like, this is not a personal interview.
Right.
This is like,
those are the points where I'm like, okay, well, if you don't want people to think you're acting,
yeah,
like do something a little more raw, maybe.
Right.
I know nobody wins either way, but like, I don't know.
yeah.
It was like
it's very terrible, but it's like when
they're a big evil family. Like,
Yeah.
are we forgetting that Harry dressed up as a Nazi a few years ago?
Right.
Like, I know he apologized for it, but like, are you surprised that they asked about the baby's skin color when he was that under a rock that he thought dressing up was a Nazi was okay?
Yeah.
What, like 15 years ago?
right.
And like he got off scot-free on that interview. Like, I just wish we had had more of a conversation about his own growth or whatever and his own realizations, because he seemed to get off
Yeah, it was
too
more
easy
about her.
because he was like
Yeah.
married to a half black woman.
Right. Yeah, where it's like more like, no, Harry, tell us what's really up. And that was the
Yeah.
other thing. He went like, if it was supposed to be this big bombshell interview, which is why I still felt it was fluffy, was that they'd be like, oh, this person said something, and she'd go, well, could you tell us who that is? I'm not going to say who that is.
I mean,
But
he
you know what
did
I mean?
name names. He said, my dad doesn't take my calls anymore.
Right.
But they don't want to, like, this still is their family. Like, you would never want to, like I've had to change certain jokes from, like, my blank to, like, a family friend.
Right.
'Cause like, they're family. But, like, they are a big evil family. I don't think Meghan is an evil liar at all. I know that people are, like, saying that about her. I know that she's been doing activism for a really long time, which is great. But, like, yeah, you do have to be okay with a certain amount of shit.
Yeah, like if you're marrying into like,
I don't know.
You weren't you had to have known who you were marrying. Otherwise, you're not. Then you're
Or
not ready to
if
be.
Harry
then you're
is
not
really
ready to
that
be married.
different, if it was like, yeah, Harry
Yeah,
and
but
I had these
exactly,
conversations
right.
about his growth
Yeah,
with
or
racism and
he had
anti-Semitism.
given me the heads up before I
Yeah.
married into the family
Yeah.
that this might be something that comes in. I just don't see how she or they could have been so blindsided by all of this
The
stuff.
blindsiding thing sounded like the protection.
Right.
That they were like removing protection
Right.
from the children. And I also read that it's something like they're not technically grandchildren of a king yet, so they don't get it. There is like some if I have UK companions that like are on the side of like they shouldn't get protection, like please explain it to me, because I know that there is like a lineage thing. There's something with like Eugenie and the other one that their kids have protection or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But as far as the interview goes, I didn't think the interview really said a lot. I think it was very, like you said, very produced.
It was very produced.
Very, like,
and like,
control,
of course,
like,
you ask your subject or like your guests like what they're comfortable talking about,
mm-hmm.
but it just felt like they had like really talked about, you know, like
Yeah.
I didn't think Oprah was like shocking either of them with any questions.
No. It was a controlled, like, yeah, it was a controlled interview, controlled little fluff piece. It wasn't some R. Kelly interview, you know what I mean? Where like they're calling him out on all of his shit and like he's crying and shit. Yeah.
No, that's a Gayle interview. An
Yeah.
Oprah interview.
Yeah,
is
exactly.
different.
For real. Exactly. Shout out Gayle.
Shout out Gayle.
But yeah, that
Gayle
was
is
only
the,
what was that
Gayle is the
yesterday?
example of nepotism going correctly. You know?
I don't know what nepotism is.
Nepotism's when you get hired because you're in somebody's family or you're friends with them or whatever. It's like Gayle was just Oprah's best friend, and we were like, wait, make her a news anchor.
Yeah, I like it.
But yeah, that was yesterday, and I wish Meghan and Harry a
Yeah.
very happy, safe life.
Mm-hmm.
I hope everyone signs up for their Patreon.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the interview. Oprah was like, well,
Yeah, no, Oprah was like, we obviously shot a lot more than we were able to show you, and so there's a lot of extras.
it was like
Go to my Patreon.
to direct to something else. She's like, yeah, go to my Patreon, patreon.com/Oprah.
Yeah.
One of my friends just said, did I just see you on an episode of 30 Rock? Yes, you did.
Yeah.
Yes, you did. Season 5, episode 8. It's called College. My hair is piss colored.
It's a bad dye job, that's for sure. It looks like when I got my hands on some sun in when I was in 6th grade.
Yeah, or when you dyed your hair
For the show, for MTV.
When I was pregnant.
Oh.
Whoa. Congratulations to us for not going through with that.
Yeah.
And yeah, is there anything else that we did this year that is noteworthy?
Noteworthy. We watched all of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, well, they know.
Well, I think we're caught up. Sure, there's some other things, but we couldn't fit them all in, so you can go to our Patreon.
Go to our Patreon, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And yeah, we might be heading back to New York, New Jersey.
Yeah.
At the end of the month.
End of the month, you know, everything's starting to look okay. People are getting vaccinated. Numbers are going down. I'm hoping this is the light at the end of the tunnel, but you know, everything's still up in the air.
Yeah.
So the plan is currently to return east at the end of the month, but you never know.
Maybe do some virtual shows from home. Not get too crazy.
Not get too crazy with the
see
clubs.
if we can still
see what
adjust.
happens.
Yeah. Grace is going to be moving in with us. There's going to be 2 cats upstairs.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna.
And that's the
we'll feel it
updates
out.
from us.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys, episode 6. You might be like, why episode 6 for a cumgrats? Because A, it's our anniversary, and B, season 1, my ultimate congratulations, was episode 6.
Oh, is this episode 6 of
It
season 4?
is.
Oh,
It
makes sense.
It is.
It is.
And I have also updated season 1, episode 6 to include more air pulse arousers besides the ones that we talked about then. So if you guys want to go listen to that episode, do so. But yeah, congratulations to you for making me squirt manually.
Yeah, that was tight.
Congratulations to me for coming out as bi and with new pronouns.
Yes, congratulations, Remy.
Good stuff all around.
Good stuff, good stuff. But yeah.
We love you guys. Thanks for being here all year with us.
Yay.
Could not have done this podcast without you companions and you, my Ben.
I love you too, my Remy, and I could not have got through this year without you.
Oh.
And I love the companions too.
And they love you. I
Allegedly.
assume. Except your beatboxing.
Yeah, right.
Don't do it. All right. Goodbye, everyone.
Toodaloo.
Oh, Ben, did you finish?
Yes, I did finish. Did you finish?
Yeah, I did. Thank you for asking me. Cute.
Little tiny.
Little tiny cute. Oh, shout out to the cutest couple on the internet. Bye, guys. Thanks for being here.
It's not you, it's me. I try so hard to finish honestly. They say you'll know when you go all the way from A right down to O. Oh no, I think that I still got a ways to go. Oh, I'm sick of this and I have got to know. How come I can't achieve? How come I can't achieve? I'm rolling up my sleeves. Oh baby, I believe these guests can help. 'Cause I can't do it by myself. I wanna just
Testing.
1, 2, 3. It's me. Pooping on the dilly. Poop a dilly.
What's the thing we were singing the other day? Something 1, 2, 3. And 1, 2, 3.
I don't remember.
Kick my ass. 1, 2, 3. You don't remember that?
No. Must have been on
Kiss
edibles.
my ass. 1, 2, 3.